Good day, students. Welcome to Mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over section 4.3a of our virtual Algebra 1 text on graphing. We're going to be learning how to graph lines using intercepts. So we'll be taking a look at questions where you have to graph the lines with the given intercept as illustrated here, and you use that information to generate the graph of the line. Don't forget, we have 5 practice problems at the end of this presentation that we'd like you to try out in order to demonstrate mastery of the contents of this presentation. Questions for the examples that we are working on is as follows. You are to graph the line using the given intercepts. Okay? All right, so in question number 1, let's say we have the intercept. We're given the x and y intercept. So let's say the x intercept is 3, and your y intercept is 4. All right, so how do we graph a line that has these given intercepts? Now let's take a look at the x and y intercepts first. Now, what does an intercept mean? If the x-intercept is 3, that basically means the graph cuts the x-axis at the value x equals 3. All right? And it also tells us the point that the line goes through. So if the x-intercept is 3, we know for sure that the graph goes through a point where x is equal to 3 and the y-coordinate is 0. Okay? And then if the y-intercept is equal to 4, what does this mean? It means that the graph cuts the y-axis at the value y equals 4, and it goes through the point 0, 4. All right, so if you have the intercept of a particular axis, you have that value, the intercept will have that value at the coordinate point, and every other coordinate value will be 0. Okay, so basically what we're doing now is just drawing the graph of the line that goes through these 2 points. Remember, you need at least 2 points to generate the graph of a line. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and generate the graph of this line. Draw a coordinate, our axis, our x and y axis. All right, so let's graph the x-intercept first. The x-intercept is 3, so let's make that green. So you count 1, 2, 3 on your x-axis. So this point right here is x equals 3. Okay, and then on our y-axis, the y-intercept is 4. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Our y-intercept is 4. All right, so counting by ones. So you have 4 and 1. So the line that goes through these 2 points is basically the graph that we're looking for. Alrighty, so let's make it red. And then this is our graph right here. Adjust it a little bit. Alright, so that's basically how you draw lines given intercepts. Okay, let's take a look at 3 more examples. And then we're going to give you an opportunity to try out some practice problems to let us know how well you've mastered this tutorial. So let's say in this case we have the x-intercept. The x-intercept is 5 and the y-intercept is -2. All right, so let's take a look at the graph of that. Now we're going to use the definition of what intercepts are to write down the coordinate representation of these information we have here. So the x-intercept means what? X-intercept equals 5 means the graph cuts the line cuts the graph at 5 on the x-axis. So we know that it goes through what point? It goes through the point 5, 0. Alrighty, so the y-intercept is -2. What does that mean? It means that the graph cuts through the y-axis at -2, and the other coordinate is definitely going to be 0 since you're on the y-axis. All right, so we have our coordinate system. We're now going to go ahead and graph our intercept. So this is our x-axis, that's the y-axis. Let's graph the x-intercept first. So the x-intercept is 5, 0. So you count 5 on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have the point right here. X equals 5. And then on the y-intercept is -2. So you're going to count down starting from 0. Your origin, you go down 2 on the y-axis. 1, 2. There goes our second point. Here 2. And then we'll just go ahead and draw our line through the given points. Alrighty? So that will be the line with these intercepts. Alright, so let's go ahead and graph it. Looks something like that. All right, let's not forget the negative right here for the y. Okay, let's take a look at question number 3. So for question 3, what if we have a situation where your x-intercept is none, but your y-intercept is 5. Now, how can we graph a situation like this where you have only one intercept? All right, so let's write down the respective coordinates that corresponds to this information that we have here. So if the x-intercept is none, then what point on the line do we have here? If the x-intercept is none, that means that we do not have any coordinate on the graph that falls on the x-axis. So this is not applicable, okay? But we have a point on the line that goes through the y-axis because the y-intercept is 5. So what is that point? The point is 0 for the x and 5 for the y. Can you visualize what the graph looks like? All right, so we have just the y-intercept, which is 5 on the y-axis. So this is the y-axis right here, and this is your x-axis. So your y-intercept is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There goes your y-intercept. And your x-intercept is none. So the graph can never cut the x-axis. So which line never intersects the x-axis but goes through this point? Two lines never intersect if and only if the lines are parallel. Okay, so we have a line that's parallel to the x-axis. That's the only way that we'll know for certainty that the graph never intersects the x-axis. So it's going to be what? It's going to be a horizontal line. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's make it red. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is the graph of the line that has an x-intercept, no x-intercept, and a y-intercept of 5. Okay, let's take a look at one more example, then we give you an opportunity to try out some practice problems. So for number 4, let's say we have a situation where the x-intercept is -3 and the y-intercept is none. We have a case now where there is an x-intercept, but we do not have any y-intercept. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down the coordinates that correspond to this information that we have here. The x-intercept is -3, basically means that it goes through the point -3, 0. If the y-intercept is non-existent, then what point does it go through on the y-axis? None is not applicable here. Alrighty, so can you visualize what this graph is going to look like? Alright, so let's go ahead and firstly graph the intercept we know, which is -3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So you go in the negative direction of the x-axis, so that's -3. So this is 5 right here. Okay, so we have a line that goes through this point on the x-axis, but the line never touches the y-axis. So which line goes to this point but never intersects the y-axis? Well, it must be a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Since the y-axis is vertical, that means the desired graph that we want is also a vertical line. Okay, so we have the vertical line going through -3 right there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the graph for question number 4. Alrighty, so now is your opportunity to do some practice to let us know how well you got what we covered in this presentation. So the instructions are exactly the same as the practice problems that we went over. You're to graph the lines with the given intercepts. So what we'd like you to do at this time, go ahead and pause this video presentation and then just get your coordinate systems, graph all these lines, and then let us know, when you're done, just click on the playback button and we are going to show you what the answers are. All right? Alrighty, welcome back. So hopefully you had a chance to try out the problems. Let's take a look at what the graphs look like. So for the first one, the y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The x-intercept is none. So in this particular case, we're going to be having a horizontal line right here. Bam. Moving along. So for number 2, x-intercept is -3, 1, 2, 3. Y-intercept is -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then let's go ahead and draw the line. So it's the line through these 2 points right here. Bam, like that. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 3. In problem 3, we have the x-intercept is 4 and the y-intercept is -2. Let's graph the intercept. So x-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right, y-intercept is going down 1, 2. All right, so the line going through those points basically is the graph that we want. Okay, and then number 4, what's going on with number 4? For number 4, the x-intercept is 2 and y-intercept is none. So what kind of line do we have here? Well, for this one, we're going to have a vertical line. It has to be parallel to the y-axis to guarantee that it never intersects it, thereby creating an intercept value. Number 5, you have no x-intercept and no y-intercept. How does the graph look like? Ladies and gentlemen, this is impossible. All right, remember the definition of a line. It extends infinitely in both directions. So a line can either intercept the x-axis or the y-axis or both axes. It is impossible to have a line that does not intersect one or both axes. So for number 5, kind of like a trick question, the answer is impossible. All right, so how well did you do in these practice problems? Let us know in the comment section below how well you did. And if there are any clarifications that you would like us to make concerning the practice or the actual tutorial, just let us know and then we'll be glad to support you. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. We appreciate it. If you found the contents of this tutorial helpful in your studies of coordinates, do give us, and graphing, do give us a like or thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very important to us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for updates on valuable information. And do visit our website at mathgotserved.com for tons of support resources to help you pass your math class. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.